Why, g'day there folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, and welcome to the channel. I have to say, three Venoms have gone to the bar, with Yogi Khan as well as Admiral Morkborg and myself, Admiral Revan here. In the house, we are going into town on the NA server on the Atlantic map and having a brawling fest. Corp memes for the win. Yes, the Venom is a great destroyer all around if you get it. But in all seriousness though, welcome everybody. I have to say that with the end of the financial year just around the corner, and it's less than 2 weeks away, it has been quite a hectic, very busy time of year, ladies and gentlemen. And I have to say that with everything going in World of Warships, I have to say that for what it's worth, I mean, like, let's just start off with the Naval Legacy stuff. So the Naval Legacy stuff, let's kick off with that. That there is the American cruiser called the Cambridge, and also the Pan-Asian destroyer named the Nanning, and at the same time the Tier 9 Johnston American destroyer. And wait for it, that if you go ahead and do the Lost Hero warship event stuff, you can get the GQ Johnny. Now I have to say that for what it's worth, it is pretty full on just to go through it all, because there's so much stuff to cover in this game. But I will admit that for Tier 9 warships, I was actually a bit shocked with the pricing on the bundles and everything that came with it. So the Cambridge, the Nanning, for my Australian dollar currency is worth around about just above $200 Australian dollars. It's a bit of a big value of the Tier 9, I have to say, and for what it's worth, I mean, like, the pricing has gone up, I have to say. I'm not gonna lie, that it feels like it has gone up more than it should have been. But not only that, that they had been talking about it in terms of the dev blog as well too, giving us a bit of a heads up that they're changing like the requirements of the ship pricing as well too. So there's a bit of that going on as well. So it's going to be interesting going forward for World of Warships in the near future. Speaking about that in the near future, it's a bit of an interesting, mind-boggling experience with everything happening left, right, and center at this stage, because I have to say that, well, we got Canada Day as well as America's 4th of July just around the corner. And usually there's something good going on in terms of that event, so it's a good opportunity to keep an eye out for that sort of thing. So we also have currently Azure Lane event stuff that's going on at the moment, this stage, and a lot of people have been saying it's a bit too expensive. And also there have been some other people been talking about the Star Trek stuff, and there's a bit of a mixed bag, because like there have been some people who are quite excited about that, and at the same time there are some people out there not so excited because of the pricing as well too. But for what it's worth, in World of Warships at the moment, with this summer stuff going on in terms of the franchise, I know it's winter time down here in Australia, in the land down under, but I have to say that there's a lot of game modes available. Yes, a lot of game modes. Now we got Unbreakable Line. We also have Operation for Flagships, the normal standard operations, and on top of it, we got random battles, ranked battles, brawls, asymmetric battles, co-op, and clan battles. Wow, that's a mouthful. And that's a lot of game modes, I have to say. For someone who has, you know, semi-retired from clan battles and have taken a step back away from it, I had never felt so much happier. I'm actually feeling more relaxed, and at the same time I'm able to do things that I want to do, and it's awesome. It's great fun. And you know what, for what it's worth, I actually did enjoy doing clan battles once upon a time, but times have changed, because like I actually feel more freedom to do other things and do some more reviews and things like that in the near future. So this is interesting, this whole thing in World of Warships experience right now, because there's so much going on around this time of year. So I will admit just by looking with everything been going on, and a lot of people have been talking to me about, you know, the general game direction and everything like that since the Waterline video that happened not too long ago back in the past. But it does leave us a bit of a opportunity around to talk about what we're going to be doing in the future in the game and stuff like that. But at the moment, there's a lot of, you know, skeptical moments with everything happening left, right, and center. For what it's worth, the game is still fun and engaging. I love it still, and I still enjoy playing it. I still enjoy having fun with the community because we all about having fun with the community to begin with. At the same time, that it's been interesting with all these new ships that have come out not too long ago. And they also talked about getting rid of some ships on a rotational basis as well. I don't know about that. I have mixed feelings about that, but a part of me understands a little bit about the reasoning why they want to do this approach. So it kind of like makes sense in a way, but I'm hoping that whatever they do from this experience, I hope it's a good one. So hopefully that there'll be some new ships as well too for us to play as well and to acquire in the port. So hopefully there'll be a great experience. Not only that, we want to more or less say about the experimental warships as well too. So the experimental warships, it's been interesting experience, and I have to say that for what it's worth, I enjoyed playing the Protector, for example. I enjoyed playing the Visma as well as the other ships in the game. And for what it's worth, I mean, like, it's good to see that they're only temporary warships that will be around until patch 14.7, and then they'll be going away again. So that's actually a good thing to hear that something good will come out of it and going forward. So there's a lot of opportunity that's left to be desired. So that's actually a lot of good things coming our way in some ways in the franchise, which I'm excited about. But at the same time, I'm actually curious to know what's going to be coming out next in the near future. It's a bit of a catch-22 because, as you know, in a few months from now, 10-year anniversary for World of Warships is not so far away. And, well, we haven't really heard much about it, have we? So it does raise a few questions, and some of my viewers as well as myself had raised a bit of a question in terms of controversy, wondering what will the 10-year anniversary for World of Warships will be focused on. But beforehand, in terms of the dev blog and also the most recent announcements that they were talking about the American Destroyer line, it has us interested as well too. So the game has a lot of things coming out, not to mention King of the Sea. Now, King of the Sea, we haven't heard much about it, but we have heard the Trident Trials was a bit of a mixed success, but at the same time that it was pretty quiet as well too. So I'm curious to see what happens next in terms of King of the Sea for the regionals as well as the internationals this year. Are we going to be having it or not? But it's going to be interesting to see what will happen in the near future for the game. At the moment, at the stage, there's so much stuff contesting it in terms of World of Warships right now. World of Tanks has got a lot of drops going on, and other games and different franchises that we could name have come out with new game titles and stuff like that. And it has actually, around this time of year of June, it has gone a little bit quiet for the World of Warship side of things. So it's going to be interesting in the near future, I have to say, because in one side of the coin, I remain skeptical, but at the same time, I feel positive that there's something going to be good coming our way, and I'm looking forward to it. And that's what I want to see in the near future. So the experimental warships, for example, that came out in the game not too long ago, what's your view about it, folks? In my personal view about the experimental warships, I had fun with them. I really enjoyed them. It was actually good to learn, good to acquire, and at the same time, it's different. But, you know, for what it's worth, they stick around until patch 14.7 before they rotate. So it's going to be interesting when I say rotate, because they'll go away for a period of time, I believe, and then they'll come back again. But don't quote me on that, because I'm actually curious to see what happens in the future. But yes, it's going to be a very interesting experience in going forward. So I don't know about you folks, but I have to say that, enjoy your holidays wherever you are around the world, and enjoy the lead up to the end of the financial year, folks. Stay safe and take care out there, and I hope to catch up with you all very soon. But it's been an interesting ride, that's for sure. But anyways, give this video a like, subscribe, and hope to see you on the live stream someday. Take care all.